we had to stop and start again. Dad got a call from Poncha and came over to tell me he was going over to Poncha's house. Now let's pick up where we left off. Let's try to remain as intelligent as humanly possible when surrounded by brain chemical addicts, that have military operations that it literally looks like we're going to need technology to isolate and kill them. Kind of like on that Eagle Eye movie with Shia LaBeouf, most likely. That seems like the most likely case scenario. It just has to happen very efficiently. Because the technology, the prime directive of the technology is to protect the planet and the species from symbiotic life forms that are a threat to the natural balance and order of the given life of the planet and species. So it's, I instigated the prime directive back when I was locked up, initiated the prime directive when I was locked up in the back of a deputy's car in 2012. That was 12 years ago. Okay. So it's, trust the process, fuck the process. Okay, just live the Lord's Prayer, you fucking cows. That's what we're dealing with, And you guys got to understand, when you have people like this that are egomaniacs and then try to trap us all in their ego, that it's very difficult. You have, I noticed that when they gave me people like Chris Hitchens and Richard Dawkins and Sam Harris and Sierra Vista, and talk about how delusional religious corporations were and how intelligent these people were that were fighting with the religious corporations. You're like, okay, I said live the Lord's Prayer right out the bat. What the fuck? What? It's not time yet? Because they're addicted. No, look, an addict will always look for, like Suzuki, when I was soaking that one night, he goes, what's that? It was like Cinco de Mayo. He goes, well, an idiot will look for any excuse to get drunk. All right. And they will. Okay. And we're trained to be idiots because we're not living the Lord's Prayer. Now, if you're living the Lord's Prayer, you're going to have very little excuses or very little reasons to get drunk, okay? Noah, when Noah got drunk, it's because he had to lock his own family out of the ark because they wouldn't listen and it was too late. They wouldn't have had enough food. It would have killed them all, trying to let them in, trying to seal the thing back up and stuff. So it was horrid, right? So he got drunk because it was hard to live with. Okay? The kids probably didn't like their in-laws. They probably didn't like, I don't like Aunt so-and-so anyway. She was a bitch. Okay, it's because that happens. Okay, that does happen when there's we're out of balance, we're out of harmony, and there's a lot of abuse and comparisons, and you're not the prophet, he's the prophet, my son's the prophet, not your son, right? And it's like, does your son stand up without fear for the Lord's Prayer? Then I'm the prophet because your son's not doing that. Okay, that's where you have to get. Okay? You have to understand that faith unwavering is the Messiah. Okay? If someone wavers in their faith, they're not the Messiah. Okay, and it's hard for people since me, especially, in my family, for them to stand up and do what I'm doing because they feel the pain and the torture of what's happening to Earl, the Lord, to the Lord, okay, the Spirit of the Lord, okay, and especially hard on my son, Patrick, self-medicated for a long time just to numb the pain, not to feel the abuse that his perfect father like David was going through, because they don't honor King David and they don't honor the wisdom of Psalms. They don't honor the heart of Psalms, and they don't understand the wisdom of Proverbs. They're horrible human beings. Okay, and you can't get up, okay, as one person and I'll bring down the fires of hell on everybody. I'll do this and that. You can only be the focal point of faithful, loving intelligence. Because I'm not like David Rockefeller, Vladimir Putin, or Benjamin Netanyahu, whatever, okay? No, they're assholes, okay? I'm not an asshole. I'm like Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John, okay? That's a radically different person than someone on TV, on televangelist networks, asking for more money to mass murder Palestinian kids because they'll be raised to blow people up because we're still fighting over money. Okay, that's insane. Am I articulating myself well enough here? Okay, are people understanding this? It's even the dumbest fuck in a trailer park who's stuck in a trailer park because he can't outcompete John Nash in chess or some kind of fucking game given to us by a bunch of wackadoodles. Martin, what's the guy's name? I don't know. Who's the guy? The guy is the dad from American Pie that has the kid that does the commercials for the home things with the kid with the thing with the, and you're like, what is this stuff supposed to? It's supposed to be funny. Okay. You know what's funny? It's kids just being kids and goofy. That's funny. Okay. Not trying to videotape it to get on America's Funny Home. And I'll send you 20 G's. Money's not real. So doing things that are supposed to be funny for money is like saying, hi, honey, shake your money maker, shake your money maker. Well, and then you got a bunch of pedophiles going, where do they live? I'd like to have sex with their daughter. I like them before they hit puberty. It's less likely to get pregnant. I mean, that's how that Devin kid that looked like Matt Damon, whose dad worked at Fort Huachuca at the Safeway. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, if I hadn't lived it, I wouldn't have believed it myself. Okay, I know my dad works at the fort. If I hadn't lived it, I wouldn't have believed it myself. People tell me that you really know the right things to say. I can't come up with this stuff. I don't make this stuff up. Okay? Like when Natalie telling me about what happened between Brad Barnett, Mr. Corvette, superhero, special forces in Afghanistan, and my wife on Skype. Okay? 7-year-olds don't come up with, he sits there and puts his penis in his hand and he does this with it while mommy puts on her things and does things that she would do with you, but she's doing it with him on camera. 7-year-olds don't make that shit up, guys. Yeah, you get like, oh shit, I think I'm in trouble. Yeah, Lindsey Buckingham, you sure are. So you try to explain to people, you don't want Amy to be destroyed. Amy's being manipulated by the Temple Set Illuminati. I was already explained that by the people at Fort Huachuca when they first started telling me, when that Dana, that man who, that's not his name, but he was a hitman for the mob, sat there and told me, your biggest issue is Michael Aquino and Antoine LaVey. It's the Temple Set Illuminati. It's like, who? I was like, what's going on with Napolitano and John McCain? It's like, no, that's the stuff on TV. They're not on TV. They're the ones who decide what's on TV and how it affects people and how they get them to do what they're supposed to do when they're told to by the TV. I'm like, oh, yeah. And I just didn't want to care. I didn't give them any credence because people in the public eye, okay, this person thinks they might be doing good, or they're trying to do something good, or they're deluded, but so I gave more credence to people like, say, crazy lady at the Super Bowl halftime show. We got to get kids out of human trafficking. How dumb? That's a rhetorical question. How dumb as fuck are you? Never mind. Out of the night when the moon is bright comes a horsewoman known as Zora. Zora the Explorer. That's how they are. Now, they're trying to make Daddy proud and happy because Daddy's a violent sex cult controller. They want to break free from their Daddy sex cult control, but they want to make him proud. I'm going to step outside your control. I'm going to marry this Irish kid from Boston, and you're going to be proud of me. It's like, if someone wants to control you and they're manipulating you, why would you want them to be proud of you? You want them to be proud of themselves when they no longer want to be the control person that manipulates everybody to their will. I want to be comfortable, so you're going to do everything my way. Okay. You don't want them to be proud of you. You want them to be proud of themselves. I'm behaving more like David and Solomon. I'm so proud of me. We're proud of you too. All right. Okay. Do you understand? Okay. So it's very, very, very muy importante to el comprehendo. I know. I got to get out and get my son on my legs here in a few minutes, so we got to get this thing loading. But it's really important, okay? I don't know. That's for you guys, not for me. I mean, anybody could show up and say, hey, let's live the Lord's Prayer and start spreading. It could be Gabe Foskis and Ed Farrell working together. It could be Mike Heinrich and Nella Dominici working together. Because they can, because I can protect them. They obviously don't want to be embarrassed and are addicted to what they're doing. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that Jennifer Lopez is the key to the kingdom of Israel, because she would recognize me publicly and I can protect her with the technology, and stuff like that. Well, what if you can't? What if you're wrong? How many of you people know who Linda Michelle Bowen is and understand just how beautiful that woman is? And there's Demi and Danny, her son, who's, last time I talked to Corey, Danny's in jail. Well, yeah. Okay. His mom is taken from him in 2011, so that's where I'd expect Danny to be, would be in jail. Because they killed his, the Temple Set Illuminati killed his mother. So I'd expect Danny to react violently and stay angry and violent, until we have the justice of Psalms and Proverbs, which mom told me in prayer. If you're Papa, don't take no mess, Earl. If you're the guy, you can't be like John McCain. You can't be like these people. You got to be steady, solid as a rock. That's what this love is. So, I'm not advocating anybody be murdered by the Temple of Set Illuminati. I'm just telling you that they are the fear demon from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I've already stomped that 6-inch ass into the ground. And they tried to rot mine off, and that's not fair because it never ever really quite. It might have reached that when I was married to Steffi. And she was, when she first came out, we didn't get to enjoy sex at all. No. She was too insecure and they were too manipulative and abusive, so we never really got to enjoy it. And then when we were starting to enjoy it, she got a yeast infection and everything went to hell. We had one day. It was half a day, and then the yeast infection kicked in. And it was like one of the greatest sexual experiences I was ever having, and then the yeast infection kicked in, and then everything went to hell. It was horrible. I was sitting there thinking at the time, this is so great, she's so beautiful, and I get this anytime I can, anytime I want, when she's in the mood and I'm in the mood, and this is great. I was like, yay! And then it all went to hell. I can't stand the Pentagon. I don't know how they can stand themselves. It's like, well, it's like, when you watch Cesaro, the Eagle, and all the people with the Eagle, it's like they actually think they can stand themselves. You guys should act like the Comandante's wife and go back to Spain and stop trying to make your fortune by abusing people in California, because the king isn't just down the road, and you don't need a king just down the road. You need to be a gracious good shepherd in your own house. Andale pues. There you go. Okay, I love you guys. I'm just helping alpha females get their claws back. Okay, guys, I love you. Poor Pebbles. Okay, love you. All right, peace.